Hello and welcome to Zen Plays Games Badly. Welcome to us live streaming on the Xbox at Dragon Quest Builders. Now, you might remember that we were playing through Dragon Quest, but this is the reason that I started playing Dragon Quest to begin with, and this is Dragon Quest Builders. It is got quite a strange little intro, but you'll kind of get used to it. It's a wonderful little squeal there from Hargon. Our unholy father gave up his immortal form so that Malroth, the master of destruction, might be reborn and the world consumed with catastrophe. Pleasant little bloke, isn't he? Alas, mighty Malroth was defeated at the hands of the despicable spawn of Erdrick before Hargon's glorious vision could be brought to life. And this is them dying, for those of you that haven't seen the original. The moon has waxed and waned many times since that fateful day, and now peace reigns supreme, and our order has been scattered to the four corners of the earth. Tell me, brothers and sisters, what does a monster do when backed into a corner? It bites, I say. We must do everything within our power to bring this world to ruin. Huzzah! Huzzah! All hail Hargon! Praise be to Malroth. O hellish father, hear our prayer. Deliver us from this world of oblivion. Lead us ever onwards as we build your dominion of darkness together. Dragon Quest Builders 2. Zen, you are the hero who will save this world. Arise, my child, your destiny awaits. The look on your face. I was only ribbing you, my child. You are no hero, I know that much. You are one of them builders, right? Yeah, sure. You want to watch that mouth of yours, boy. Telling the truth might land you with more than you bargained for. Still, at least you're not a master builder. You might only be an apprentice, but that'll do. I've actually got just the job for a lad like you. Once you've wiped the sleep from your sockets, come and meet me on the deck. Welcome to the Dragon Quest Builders tutorial. There's no response, it's just a skeleton. We can also put our Zen peeks inside the pot. Pooh whiff, what a pong. This must be the toilet. Look like it hasn't been emptied for a very long time. This is the tutorial of Dragon Quest Builders, and it is quite a useful tutorial, if a little tedious. This will this marks my third playthrough of this game in this year, really. Stairs are no match for you, I see. You just can't keep a good lad down. Now, as you'll no doubt have spotted, we are sailing on the open ocean. You've got no chance of escaping, so don't even bother trying. Now you'd not get very far anyway. You're nothing but skin and bones. Here, get this down your gullet. It's fresh from the captain's table, which is where I sit, by the way. Zen can't remember when he last ate. The thought of food makes his stomach start rumbling. And there we are. The use button. Down in one. That kelp's pretty tasty, isn't it? The pungent aroma and slimy texture makes for a spine-tingling combination. You should thank your lucky stars you've got to scoff such a scrumptious snack, because it'll be the last meal you ever eat. Yep, you heard me right. You'll be dead soon enough. But don't you worry, you won't be shuffling off this mortal coil just yet. I've got plenty of hard graft for you to be getting on with first. Cool. So that's this is what food is for. You do need to eat food. If you have a look in the top right-hand corner, top left-hand corner, we have HP. We then have a little food monitor. You can wipe that lily-livered look off your face. I'm not going to send you off to the cemetery anytime soon. As long as you've got some life left in you, I'll give you a chance to keep a hold of it. But you have to follow my orders to the letter. What's that? You want to know who we are and what you're doing here? If you're that desperate to find out how far up the creek you are without a paddle, I might add, go and talk to those 5 monsters beneath the flag over there. Right, very short talk to people. Well, if it isn't Mr. Builder, you're the only apprentice, but you're practicing around like you own the place. Honestly, you can't go anywhere these days without bumping into an intolerant little builder, hell-bent on undoing all of our hard work. The world's going down the pan, that's for sure. Your only choice is to eliminate botherdom builders like you, one by one. You're that apprentice builder that we nabbed in Cantolin, aren't you? I must admit I feel a few pangs of sympathy for you. It's not very nice to your end is nigh. I'm running out of... this ship king from side to side. I feel a bit seasick. What's that? You want to know where we're sailing to? I haven't the foggiest. The higher-ups would never tell stuff like that to a lowly little draki. Hello, Gooman. We're the last surviving members of the Children of Hargon, the ones who didn't get squished. We're going to bring this world to its knees, all in the name of the great and glorious High Priest. What's with all the slurping? I'm just salivating at the prospect of squashing you Goomans once and for all. Mittenhall, Cannock, Moonbrook. From forth these 3 kingdoms did come the hated heroes, the scions of Erdrick, and laid mighty Hargon low. With his dying breath our exalted leader surrendered his immortal form, so that Malroth, lord of destruction, could be born. Alas, he too was vanquished. But that does not mean all hope is lost. No, I say, Hargon's ambitions did not perish with him. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day we will reduce this world to ruin. You know what this guy... I mean, in a little sort of circle, and basically what these people need is a little bit of therapy. Oh. So you talk to the rest of the crew, eh? Obudion's little blighter, aren't you? So now you know, you're the last survivors of the Children of Hargon, loyal servants of the mighty Master of Destruction himself. That means you builders are our sworn enemies. We're sailing the ocean blue, rounding a pesky vermin like you, along with anyone else who gets in our way. Eh? You want to know where we're going to do with all these builders? Only the higher-ups know for sure, but I'll make no bones about it. I reckon you lot are up for the chop. Still, that doesn't mean we can't make the most of what little time you've got left. Just be thankful that you can be of some benefit in your final moments draw ever closer. Listen up, Builder. Unless you want to spend the rest of your life behind Mars, or worse, you'll do as I say. So here's the deal. Last night's storm messed up my ship good and proper. I want you to make things shipshape around here. To start with, I want you to break up all the driftwood strewn about the deck and bring me the woods when you're done. Go on, chop chop. So this is the break things tutorial. This is where we basically break things to gain materials, and from materials we can make stuff. But to make stuff, as will be explained in a moment, we need a table. Here we are. Clean up the deck. Well, well, my deck looks much better shape now that you've picked up all the wood. No flies on you, eh? Still, I suppose, given the chance to save your sorry skin, we'll tend to give you a kick up the coccyx. You want to know why I'm giving you this chance? Truth is, as a sworn servant of the Master of Destruction, I'm not supposed to fraternize with your kind, but considering the state of my ship, I've no other choice. Anyway, it's not like you're a proper builder, you're only an apprentice at the end of the day, so I'm sure it's fine. He wouldn't forsake me for a little thing like this, right? Anyway, I think we've chewed the fat long enough. If you want to cling on to your life for a little longer, I suggest you continue working like this dutiful little builder you are. Just remember, you can get all sorts of useful materials by smashing things up. Just be careful what you bash doesn't bash you back. You're an odd one. Since the moment I let you out of that cell, you've been scurrying about my deck and chatting with my crew without a care in the world. If anything, I'd wager you are actually enjoying this. There must be something wrong with you. I can't explain it any other way. I mean, why else would you wear that doopy grin on your face? Faced with the same fate, most prisoners would be scared witless, but not you. You what? You always look like that? When someone's got a job for you? Seems like you aren't scared of us at all. I meant to keep you busy, or who knows what you might try and pull. Luckily, there's plenty for you to do with. For starters, there's some of the deck have got jobs that need doing. Report back to me when you've sorted them out. So, yes, job time. To talk to someone. I have been watching you, Builder. I saw you scrabble around the deck, greedily pocketing all the wood you could find. The raging tempest that struck last night washed all of our navigation lights overboard, but such a thing can be rebuilt, can they not? To wit, I wish you to use the woods you collected to make some new torches. You will see a worn-out workbench over there. Use it to make 5 torches. Here, I believe you will need this oil to craft them. Once you have the torches, you must put them back in their proper positions. The 5 black blocks will be your sign. There is 1 by the workbench, and 4 around the stairs that lead below decks. Place 1 torch upon each block. Do not fail me, Builder. Craft the 5 torches and put them in place. Return to me when you have finished the task. Yes, I know it's the tutorial. And if you think being told 5 times what you need to do is tedious, just you wait for some of the other kind of parts of the game. But despite that, when you're not actually doing quests, the game is actually quite fun. It's what, Minecraft with quests, I guess. Now what I've got to do is remember is to actually learn the Xbox buttons rather than the Switch buttons, which is what I've got this on. I have lost many an hour to this game. Look at that, nicely lit up. Go back. It seems you have done exactly as I asked. The guiding flames burn brightly as before. For a ship such as ours, they could do with being a touch more sinister, if I do say myself, but I ain't complaining. The deck is illuminated once more. I must say, your propensity to create unsettles me. Not that it matters. You will soon outlive your usefulness. But your work is not over yet. There are others aboard this ship who might still find some use of ye. Go to them, I pray. You know what you are, sir? You are a loony. All right, who might have another? Ah, yes, this is the fighting tutorial. Well, if it isn't the so-called builder, anyone would think you owned the place the way you strutted around this deck. What's with the attitude? You're running errands for the boys on the captain's orders, and you want to give you a job to do? Tell you what, you can help me relieve the boredom of being stuck on this good-for-nothing ship, as long as you're not afraid to put your life on the line. Truth is, I've always wondered whether builders can fight. How do you feel about going mano a mano with a monster? Oi, you! Fancy taking a swing at this kid? Just try not to kill him, eh? All right, better put them dukes up, I warn you. Though that skeleton soldier's a proper head case. Come and find me after the fight's finished, if you can still walk. There we are. I'm trying to remember the owl. So I'm gonna. The problem is I'm doing absolutely no damage at this stage. Because what I actually need is how did I defeat him? I was doing 0 damage. I could. Well, you're a better boxer than you look. I'll give you that. Still, the only thing those pathetic punches of yours hurt was my pride. Not that I should be surprised. You're pretty bony for someone who claims to be a builder. But that doesn't exactly bode well for your future career, does it? Lucky you, I don't have a future to speak of at all. All right, off with you. Go and tell the bosun that the weakling you are. Back we go. You'll fight like a cow's cadaver. Your builders really aren't cut out for combat after all. What's that? You should have smashed him to smithereens if you'd had a weapon. Likely story. You're going to bash him upside the skull with one of them torches? You're such a wizard whipping up. Don't make me laugh. Now, what's that book you've got there? Ah, Eureka! Zen learns a new recipe. Cypress stick. Don't stand there smirking. Tell me what's so funny. You what? You just worked out how to make a cypress stick? Well, I never. Are you telling me that the builders can invent things as well? Well, to just stand around looking gormless. Put your money where your mouth is and make this cypress stick then. You know where the workstation is, right? And one small thing. Once you've made it, don't forget to equip it. A weapon's no use otherwise. It is a fair point, actually. This quest, the first time I played it, was slightly more tedious on the grounds that I had actually forgotten to equip the cypress stick. Yeah. There we are. Let's see. Can we use the triggers? No, we can use the triggers to look up and down. What is... There we are. Y is beat things with the trigger. Right, got it. I think. The boy returns! Cypress stick in hand. Now you really look the part. What do you say? Fancy another crack at the old bag of bones now that you've got a weapon? Sure. That's the spirit. I want to watch that rotter try and put himself back together once you're through with him. There we are. Ah, see, now I'm doing a bit of damage. Boom. Down. Ah, bone-crushing defeat. I don't know if I can pick myself up after this one. Go on then, lad. Go and brag about beating me to the bosun. There we are. Quest complete. Well, you certainly have given that bag of bones a good hiding. Just look at the state of him. The only thing he's good at for now is feeding a dog. You what? You feel a bit sorry for him? That's a new one. I'll wager no human ever shed a tear for a monster before. Just don't think you can butter me up by tickling it my funny bone. Anyway, thanks for that, Builder. It certainly helped me pass the time, if nothing else. Even I think I learned something today. You builders are useless at a fistfight, but with a weapon in hand, you're not to be sneezed at. But you're not done for the day, just not yet, not by a long shot. I've got a feeling in my bones that there's someone else on board who needs a helping hand. Yeah, I think the next one is the ship sinking. Basically, we've done all those quests while the ship is sinking. Oh, no, it's the how to lift and move things quest. My, you have been a busy little boy, haven't you? First you made those torches, now cypress stick, but one can hardly call oneself a builder without one's tools of the trade. Where are yours, builder? Do you even have any? No. Alas, not. Other than that simple cypress stick, you haven't a single tool upon your person. Such a shame. Well, I think we had ought to do something about that, hadn't we? I confiscated this pair of gloves from the builder in the brig below deck. Now they are yours. With these equipped, you'll be capable of hoisting up a whole host of objects without the need to smash them first. Ideal for organising your articles in an orderly fashion. So without further ado, take your newfound gloves, gather up the barrels strewn higgledy-piggledy around the deck, and place them beside me. I mean, he does look a bit gormless, doesn't he? Gloves! Right. Oh, now I can use triggers. So this is a sort of move and place kind of job. Very straightforward, really. I've never worked out why there are so many of them that need doing. One of the kind of the major problems with this game, if you've played it, basically any version, is that it is very picky about how you complete the quests. So it's always a good idea to basically do the quests as asked and then adjust them, because a lot of the time they're not very aesthetic. Here we are. Let's talk to this. Wonderful work. 6 perfectly positioned barrels. I'm sure you'll agree that a pair of gloves is an indispensable tool for any budding builder. I was under the impression that the youth of today were nothing but a swarm of work-shy wastrels, but based on your showing just now, I may have to recess my stance. Alas, no matter the blood, sweat, and tears you shed in servitude, you'll always be a builder, the eternal enemy of our exalted order. I fear your time among us will be short, but your fate is not for me to decide. That is the captain's responsibility. It would appear you have attended to everyone's errands for now. Hurry and inform the good captain that you require some more back-baking chores. Oh. I'm getting a weird kind of slowdown. That's a bit odd. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Looks like you've done everything the lads have asked of you. Nice to see a human working his fingers to the bone for us monsters, and without a word of complaint neither. If I doubted it before, I'm certain now you actually like this sort of thing. You're a proper weirdo, you know that? Thank you, game. Yes, I do. Still, I won't be satisfied until I hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Do you enjoy building things? Yeah. Of course you do. It's what gets you out of bed in the mornings. I can tell from the look of your fleshy face. You've got all the makings of a master crafter. That's why we can't let you live. Cool, thanks for that. Lots of foreshadowing. Well, with that, you young builder, being our mortal enemies and everything, I can't exactly have you running about the bow to stern looking like Billy-O, can I? I'm sorry to say it, kid, but I'm going to have to sever that smiling skull from your shoulders right now. Just tickling your ribs. Don't look so scared. I'm not really going to lop your noggin off. Well, as long as you stay on my good side, that is. After all, I wouldn't want to lose a willing worker like you. I reckon you've got what it takes to be a cracking little cabin boy. And what's more, like the cut of your jib. What do you say, laddie? Will you join my skeleton crew? You don't have to say anything. I can tell you're too overcome with joy to thank me now. Actually, there's something else I've been meaning to ask you. What's that book you're looking around? I've never seen anything like it before. We never get an answer to what the book is until the end of the game. Ha! Where did this rain come from? It came from the sky, you moron. Wahaha! You'll have to tell me later, laddie. Looks like there's another storm rolling in. Okay, just leave me up on deck. That's fine. Ah, an apprentice builder. You will do nicely. Cool. Foreshadowing game. The weird thing about this kind of text is it takes forever to be able to skip it. And it's not being read out anywhere. So it's quite difficult to work out how long it takes. This is your world to create and yours to destroy. Now come to me, my child. Oi, cloth ears! What are you gawking at? Did you hear me? I told you to get your fleshy rump below decks and into the hold. It's far too dangerous up here for a landlubber like you. All right. Let's go down here. Wow! What the heck's going on? That doesn't look good. Capsting, come to the hold quickly. We're in deep skoo-goo down here. Blimey, I don't like the sound of this. Hold on tight, I'm on my way. You all right there, Builder? Ugh, I can't be something to help some human. I've got to get to the hold. Oh, God preserve us, this is bad. This is really bad. Hey, Builder, get your bony backside in here. Yeah, sure, whatever. Over here, Builder. Your problem is you've got a hole in your ship. Do you know what I think? I think that's a you problem. Only the game doesn't see it like that. What took you so long, eh? I've got bad news, Builder. We've been swept right into a reef of rocks. And rocks gone clean through the hull. If we don't fix this fast, we'll be heading down to Davy Jones's locker. I don't know if this'll work, but try cramming a crate into that hole. You've got a pair of gloves, don't you? Use them. Yeah. I will make sure we don't sink. But only because my life is in danger here. And that was a close shave. Closer than I'd have liked, but you did it. You've saved my... Oh, throw me a bone, not more holes. Wow, we're taking on more water. I've got to do something. Use more crates to plug those holes up. Yeah. Let's plug that one. And let's go up here and plug that one. There we go. You're a lifesaver Builder or not? I owe you one. Remember that for the end of the game. That is foreshadowing. That rock has made mincemeat of my hull. The next wave that hits us could... Ah, I knew it! It's a race against time, Builder. Cram some more crates into those holes and hurry. Yeah. It's alright, it's alright. Chill your skeletal remains. We've got this. You are basically immortal. I am a protagonist and therefore immortal. There we are. Sorted. You're short of my ship, and good and proper Builder. I don't know where we'd be without you. She'll hold for now, but who knows how much long... Oh, from your bone, we're done for. Holy moly, look at that one. We don't have any crates big enough to plug that hole. This is it, Builder. It's been nice knowing you. Don't forget me, Builder. And off we go. Thrown overboard to the relentless seas. Ah, foreshadowing. We do not look well. It's a very rousing opening. So this is us now starting off on the adventure proper. We get an achievement unlocked for finishing that. Wow. They'll give you achievements really for anything, won't they? But in fairness, that sort of intro is kind of slightly tedious. But the rest of the game is quite fun. It is. Oh, here we go. This is us waking up. Zen awakes on a sandy shore. It seems he is washed up on a desert island along with the wreckage of the skeleton ship. He decides to take a look around and see what he can see. Do I now? The game does kind of like telling you what you're meant to be doing. And kind of eventually it sort of slows down and lets you kind of just play the game. Like a lot of games in this genre, it does kind of give you the idea that everything has to be done right away, but it doesn't. There is no rush to complete most quests by and large. Ooh. Suddenly Zen hears a voice. There's nothing here. The whole place is deserted. Where is this place anyway? How did I even get here? The voice seems to be coming from the other side of the rocky outcrop. Zen might be able to dig through the sand and get to the other side. Ooh, food. Gonna need that. So we're gonna go through here. We are. Let's dig through it. Cutscene. The Isle of Awakening, the land of infinite opportunity. So this is the first look at Malroth. Yes, that Malroth. I'm not going to do a voice for him because I think anything that I give will just not do Malroth justice. The sky is such a strange colour. I have died and gone to heaven, or hell more likely. Huh? What was that noise? Hey, Spiky, who the heck are you? Finally, a live one. Say, you wouldn't happen to know how we wound up here, would you? You were on a ship that sank and then you woke up on this beach. So how come you didn't cark it too? What's your story? Your name's Zen and you're an apprentice builder. Huh. Never heard of one of them before. Congratulations, I guess. Anyway, my name's Malroth. Hey, what you want to see something really gruesome? Follow me. What's the matter? You're not squeamish, are you? Come on, you won't be disappointed. Yes, Malroth is that friend. You know, the one that finds the dead frog and wants to poke it with a stick to see if it explodes. That's Malroth. And the thing he wants to show you is corpses. Now, that's what I call dead in the water. Bet you've never seen anything like this before. Seems like you and me are the only survivors from the shipwreck. What's that? You don't remember seeing me on board? But if I wasn't on your ship, then how did I... What the... Hey, that girl isn't dead after all. You really checked them well, Malroth. She sounds like she's in a pretty bad way, though. We should do the right thing and put her out of her misery. Yeah, well done, Malroth. Your approach to the one other person alive here is beat her to death. Though, followers, people watching this later on YouTube, we're about to make an acquaintance of somebody where opinion is split over whether or not we should have just left her here to die. This is Lulu. Either she is massively in love with Malroth, or she's a pain in the neck, and it's very difficult to tell which. Ugh. Gasp. Where am I? How did I get here? Eep! You're pirates, aren't you? Filthy freebooting brigands who shall take me captive and demand a ransom for my safe return. Wah! Well, there she goes. She's got a mouth on her, hasn't she? There's only one way to make sure she shuts up for good. Mind if I do the honours? Malroth. I'll just check this one. There's no response. It's just a corpse. A wave breaks the shore and washes the body out to sea. There's no response. It's just a corpse. A wave breaks on the shore and washes the body out to sea. This one is also a corpse. Spoilers. And it also disappears out to sea. It's just that it makes the beach look a bit tidier, you know, without the corpses lying around the place. I'm going to talk to her, and she's going to make me do things. I mean, you've got to ask, right? There's a door there. Not any of the others, just a door. It's a little suspicious. And of course, the eagle eye amongst you will have noticed the ability to build things here. Get away from me, you villains! If you're going to take me captive, at least tell me where we are and how I got here. Well, we're on an island with nothing but sand, rocks, and a few corpses to keep us company. You must have washed up here with Zen when your ship sank. Just a moment. Do I know you? Yes, I remember. You're the builder from the ship. The one who ran around grinning at all those horrid monsters barked orders at you. I know you were in cahoots with them, so that means this is all your fault. Well, what are you going to do about it? You're going to make the things we need to survive while we wait for a rescue party. Oh, well, all right.
Even a rank amateur like yourself should be able to use that worn edge outside to make the most basic essentials. I'm Lulu, by the way. Now, what will we need to hold out until help arrives? Let me see. We'll need a shelter from the elements while we wait to be rescued. I'd rather not die of exposure before then. Walls must be at least 2 blocks high, and we'll need a door for getting in and out. Why not use this old shack? It's rather worse for wear, but I'm sure you can fix the place up. You can salvage some of the decking from the wreckage to patch up any holes. Just use those gloves of yours to pick it up. You won't have to worry about splinters that way. We have no idea how long it'll take for a search party to locate us, so we will need to find enough sustenance to tide us over until we're rescued.
Hint, we're never rescued. Ever.
You'll need some wood to build a fire. Lucky for us, there's plenty of pieces of driftwood and broken barrels from the shipwreck lying about. You may as well put them to use.
Thank you, Lulu.
Now I can't be expected to lay down on the night on these lumpy old rocks. I need a proper bed to get my beauty sleep. I don't imagine you're capable of building 4 posters, but we shall have to make do 3 piles of straw bedding. Place them in the room when you're done.
Hey, don't start telling us what to do, Bossy Boots. Who made you the leader here anyway? Oh, pipe down now, you Neanderthal. You don't even have a common decency to wear a proper shirt. Don't think you're impressing anyone with those oh-so-mighty muscles. Say that again and I'll show you how mighty these muscles are.
Oh, Builder, you'll do these little favours for me, won't you? You'll save me from this savagery.
No.
Pardon? I couldn't hear you for the waves crashing on the shore. I'll ask again. Oh, Builder, you'll do these little favours for me, won't you? You'll save me from this savage...
Yes.
That's wonderful, and you do exactly as I asked. You can consider these little tasks as training exercises if you like, and then when you become fully fledged builder, you'll have me to thank for it.
Training exercises? Who do you think she is? Remember what I said before about putting her out of misery? Well, how about we put her out of our misery instead? He has a point. Do you know what I mean? That girl really gives me the hump. First, she won't stop whinging, and the moment she wants something done, she's barking out orders like we're here as servants. Don't let her boss you around, okay? You're a builder at the end of the day, not her lackey. Yeah, I know she's stranded here too, but that doesn't mean you have to help her. Don't be such a soppy sad case. She's a castaway at the end of the day, same as us. We've got to look out for number 1. That's my motto. By the way, there's something I've been needing to ask. You know you said you were a builder? Is that like something to do with a duck's nose? Well, whatever this builder business is all about, I'll help you, but only so I don't have to hang around with her. Have you decided which of her errands you'll do first? If it was up to me, I'd mend those walls while we're out here. Just stuff some plankings in the holes, and hey presto, you've builded ourselves a brand new room, right? To be honest, I blanked out the rest of her requests. Speak to her again if you need a reminder. It's a fair point, though, isn't it? Like, we're washed up on this shore, and these 2 people who she initially thought was pirates, she begins demanding that we make her somewhere to sleep. I just don't know where she gets off, really. But that's Lulu for you. She doesn't change. Oh, come on. There we are. There we are. We have made a room. There we are. We repaired the room. Now I have somewhere to hide in safety should monsters attack. And not a bad base for an apprentice. Just so you know, the room must have a door, a walls, at least 2 blocks high, and that's the first rule of rooms. Anyway, I'm ever so happy to have a proper place to stay, and you 2 are very welcome to stay anytime you like. I built the room, woman. Of course I'm going to stay in it. One of the biggest problems that people have when playing this game is that they forget that rooms must be square. Next up is dinner. Scallywinkle's bonfire. So they forget that the rooms must be square, and often they'll cut the corners in, which means that it doesn't register. It does mean that interesting looking rooms are quite hard to do. What's with the book? Huh? You just invented bonfires, and now you can build one if you have enough materials. All you need is to put together some wood, oil, and a worn-out workbench. Well, if it's all you need, I can give you some. I wrung it out of a slime that got in my way earlier. Here. All you need now is wood. That girl said you could get some from driftwood and broken barrel, whatever that means. Anyway, you'd better get that bonfire built. No use starving her. It'll only put her in an even worse mood than she's already in. See, Malroth, you're beginning to get it. You know, we're just being kind of nice to people. There we are. Bonfire. And I'm going to spend a lot of time jumping. I can just see that. That's just going to be a thing. It's hot as heck, and it spits and it crackles. It must be a bonfire. But are you sure you know what you're doing with that? You know you're not supposed to play with fire, right? How to use a bonfire. Well, the first thing that we can do is we can place some kelp on it. At least we can. If I can... there we are. Dinner time. One of the sort of secret quests of this game is to eventually... why to attack? I might need to change these to the switch controls. Is to kind of to make dinner. So basically anything that will go on the fire. Malroth, hey Zen, I want to ask you something. I keep hearing about making and materials and builders, but that doesn't make any actually. What does any of that actually mean? You smash things you find here and turn them into materials, which you use to make new stuff. That's what being a builder is all about. Now, okay, I think I'm starting to get a clearer picture of what it is you guys do. How come I don't know you already? Look, they might be 10 a penny where you're from, but I'm telling you, I've never met a builder before. Well, not that I remember anyway. When I get my memory back, I'll tell you about my blissful builder-free childhood. In the meantime, you need a helping hand smashing stuff to get materials, then I'm your man. I destroy pretty much everything I touch. You know those scallywinkles Lulu was asking for? There might be some knocking about nearby. Let's keep our eyes peeled and a bag for them all for ourselves. I will stop, actually. So that's activate tool. Scallywinkle. There we are. That would be a scallywinkle. Smells pretty fishy. If we ate one of those raw, we'd be chucking up chunks till the break of dawn. And that's something I'd rather avoid. Yes, I know. That's why we're going to cook it. And see, now that he's volunteered to help, he will now smash anything of a similar kind. So anything that we meet that matches. And one of the benefits of Malroth, unlike if you've played Dragon Quest Builders 1, is he will do all the killing for you, which is grand. You do need to help, but you can mostly just sort of look after yourself, and he will happily kind of demolish the rest. Very useful against kind of big monsters. One of the other things that the game does is it keeps a record of every kind of item that you have destroyed and added to your inventory. All different types of blocks, all different colors of blocks. I have never yet kind of got them all. Working on it on several games, but I've never quite got there. Let's go back and cook some foods. Collect is that. And place is that. Cook is that. Oh, getting there. That must be how you cook it. So you builders can make food too, eh? Still a little while till that scallywinkle's completely cooked. Let's go and look for some more materials while we wait. Well, I've already done that. We've made the house. Oh, I suppose one of the materials we are going to need is something to make a straw bed out of, I guess. Oh, was that? Yeah, that ding noise was the Scallywinkle being complete. Open. There we are. That aroma. Is that the smell of a succulently? Is that the? I've forgotten how I did her voice now. Is that the smell of a succulently seared Scallywinkle? I must have it. Yes, give it to Lulu. Nom nom nom. Ah, that's the scent of the seaside combines perfectly with the gravelly crunch of the sand grains. Simply irresistible. But you don't have to limit your culinary repertoire to Scallywinkles, you know. If you see anything else that looks vaguely edible, try cooking it on a bonfire. I find cooked meals much more filling than raw fare, and it makes me feel healthier too. Just remember that cookery is all about experimentation. Yeah, cooked food on a bonfire. Success! How rude of me, I just realised I never asked your names. Zen and Malroth, you say? You know, you're a builder, Zen. But what do you do, Malroth? Well, I'm actually... I don't know what I do. I woke up on this island, but I can't remember anything before that. My memory's completely blank. Well, well, an apprentice builder and his amnesiac friend. What an unexpected partnership. No, we're not partners. If you think a guy like me could team up with a puny little runk like him, you must be dreaming. Oh, speaking of dreams, I'm starting to feel a little drowsy. It's been a long, stressful day, and that seared Scallywinkle has filled me up nicely. So, Zen, how's progress going with the straw bedding I asked you to make? I'm really rather ready to hit the hay. There we are. We can now learn a new recipe. Straw bedding. Here we go. He's got his book out again. What have you invented this time? Is that so? You reckon you can make a straw bedding out of dry grass? Well, I think I saw some dry grass along the shore to the west. Could that be what you're looking for? It probably is, Malroth. Now we should have a little icon telling us where to go. No? Ah, there we are. There's some dry grass. That was not in any way what I intended to do. Because Y is the collection, is the destroy things button. And there's some more. So I've got to make 3 beds. What I didn't do was stop to find out how much dry grass needs. Now, one of the kind of mechanics that I like, and we haven't unlocked it yet, but after we've completed our first section, is we can make some materials infinite, so we don't have to keep collecting them, and that really does kind of make life so much easier. Because it's kind of the materials you kind of need all the time, like the dry grass, like the wood. Which are kind of just part of a whole bunch of recipes that would make the game very tedious if you had to collect them in any kind of great quantities. So I quite like that. 2 is, and I've played both 2 and 1, and I like 1. There's some really cute kind of additions, but 2 is the only one that I've actually replayed. The thing that makes 1 so difficult is the fighting mechanic. In 2, we have 2 different buttons. So we can smash things with our weapon, and we can use our builder material with another button. In 1, it is all part of the same wheel, so you have to remember to change. And being as there's nobody watching your back for most of the game, and monsters are everywhere, just as they were in Dragon Quest. You can imagine how tedious that got. So we needed 3 each. So not that I will remember, because we end up effectively with a limitless... Look at her. She's dancing all by herself. She's kind of cute. Place. Place. Place.
It's wonderful, Zen. You made a bed for me and a couple for yourselves, too. Taking a nap during the day will help you recharge your energies, and after the sun goes down, we'll be able to while away the dark and dangerous night in Dreamland. I wonder what Mama and Papa would say if they were rubbing shoulders with a builder on a desert island, no less. When the children of Hargon attacked my hometown of Rippleport, my parents were caught in the fighting. Those maniacal monsters murdered them in cold blood. So I stowed away on that accursed ship, hoping to avenge their deaths. But I was caught before I had a chance to do anything. We all know what happens next. Oh, Papa, Mama, I may be marooned on a desert island with these two lumbering lummoxes, but I shall survive. I pray that you watch over me in these trying times. Anyway, thank you both ever so much for sorting our sleeping arrangements. It's been a long, hard day. I suggest we all get some well-earned rest.
This is what I mean. You can't work out whether or not you like Lulu or not. And she just, nothing. She is just like this all the time.
Let's see now. You've prepared the room, sorted out my sleeping arrangements, made supper. I do believe that's everything. I must say it's a real relief to have a builder around. Judging by the quality of your work, one would never imagine you were still only learning the ropes.
And suddenly she's nice.
I know we're stranded here, but in a weird way I'm actually looking forward to it. I shall give you even more work to do, so that you might blossom as a builder. The castaway life might be a little less luxurious than I'm accustomed to, but even so, I think you could be fun little adventure. And as for you, Malroth, this could be the perfect opportunity to absorb a little culture, and maybe even some manners. Now then, Zen, I want you to go out first light every morning and forage 30 scalawinkles and 50 strips of kelp. It must be all cooked by lunchtime, or I shall be cross.
Yeah, that never happens. Like, I don't know what she's expecting. It's just simply not going to happen. Oh, Malroth's got a quest. All right. I thought Lulu might calm down a bit when she'd got what she wanted, but she's just a bigger pain in the neck as she was before. Still, I'm impressed. Despite all her nagging, you still made everything we need to stay alive. I wish I could do what you do. Sigh. Hey, Zen, can I have a go on the workbench? I want to try something myself. I mean, sure. What do you say? Will you let me have a crack at the workbench? I won't break it, I promise. Yes, I am quite happy for you to... How do I open the door? Is it this one? There we are. Build. I've been making stuff all day, so I'm pretty sure I know exactly what to do. Watch this, Zen. I'm going to be a builder, just like you. Now then, what was it you did first? He does not make it. In fact, it takes him basically... He just doesn't work out for him. It's quite sad. Damn it, why isn't this working? Well, I mean, Malroth, where else have we heard that name? Could it be because you are Lord of Destruction? All right, you asked for it. Rah! That's right, build with more strength. I mean, that explosion was pretty impressive. What did I do wrong? It doesn't make any sense. God, why can't I make things? At this rate, I'll never be a builder. Ah, forget it. I thought making stuff would be fun and games, but it's actually way harder than it looks. Sorry, Zen. I'll be relying on you to build things for me from here on out. And seeing as you made all that stuff for Lulu, I think it's about time you evened things out and made something for me. Yeah, sure, Malroth. I mean, I am going to make this for him. Because it's a club. And this guy is basically going to look after me. So, yeah. Now, this is a mystical, magical weapon of friendship. It's not just any stick, it's an oaken club. I can use it to whack stuff. That sounds right up my alley. All right, I'll take it. Give it here. Oh, yeah, give it. Give. Hey, this really is a club and a half. I wonder how it performs. Only one way to find out. Stand back while I give this beauty a few test swings. Ha! I like it. No, I love it. Squishing slimes will be so much more satisfying now. And to think you made it using only the junk we found on the beach. You're amazing. Thanks, pal. Thanks, Zen. This club is the best present anyone's ever given me, I think. Huh, Zen, can you feel that? Some kind of evil aura. It must be coming from a monster, but whatever. Whatever it is, it's way more dangerous than those scrawny little slimes we saw before. This could be a good chance for you to learn a thing or two about how to fight. Just follow my lead, and you'll be scrapping with the best of them in no time. The monster's somewhere down the coast to the west. Come on, I want to break in my new club by breaking that sucker's skull. So we've got a new destination on the map, but it is getting dark. But we'll go, because I don't think ghosts start arriving yet. But later in the game, basically the moment we're out of this weird kind of little tutorial thing, the moment it falls dark, ghosts start kind of showing up and attacking. And kind of the major problem with that is it's just frustrating. And they kind of get in the way. So you end up just kind of sleeping just so it's morning so you can get on with stuff. Ah, fight music. Go on then. Have fun. Oh. Y to hit things. There we are. We'll have some of this slimy stuff because it makes for some good oil. They are. He's just having a whale of a time over there. But you see what I mean? We don't actually need to do anything. And obviously if we join in, the fight will be over quicker. But he's doing nearly double the damage that we are at this point. Wow. What was that? When you struck your hand out just then, I got this irresistible urge to slap it. It's called a high five. It's something friends do to celebrate a job well done. Huh. I never thought of myself as the touchy-feely type. But maybe I can make an exception for this high five malarkey. Anyway, how did you enjoy the battle? I don't know about you, but I'm feeling fitter already. Zen and Mararoth's level increases. Yay! Mararoth gets stronger and Zen reaches level 2. His maximum HP increases. Felt good whacking that rat, right? It's just like an irritating little itch that has been well and truly scratched. But don't forget you're a builder, not a fighter. If you want to stick to the construction, you can leave the monster mashing to me. Still, building does look like fun. I wish I could make stuff like you do, but I guess wanton destruction is much more my bag. Anyway, let's head back to the hut before Lulu steals all the bedding. She's a wily one, all right? You better make sure you sleep with one eye open tonight. Zen, I'm glad I met you. What do you say we explore the whole island together, just you and me? But let's do it tomorrow. I'm about to conk out any second now. Time to hit the hay. What is run? Run? Ah, there you are. Run. So you have a kind of little stamina bar. Doesn't take long to recharge. Stamina does also include your fighting abilities. So, why can I not remember this button? There we are. And oh yeah, no, fine. Just take. No, it's fine. I'll just sleep here. It's fine. Da 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 ba ba.
Yawn, good morning, you two. I hope you slept soundly because our new life as castaways officially begins today.
You annoying anybody else yet?
Your first mission is to collect some kelp for breakfast from the Eek! No!
What is it, Lulu? A monster?
It's my Scallywinkle. It's disappeared.
What?
All right, Malroth, own up. I know it was you. I purposefully ate only half of that seared scallywinkle last night so I could have the rest for breakfast. Give it back this instant.
What are you wittering about? I haven't touched your manky, half-munched mollusk. Huh? That aura. What's going on this time? Hey, you two.
You're going to want to see this.
Ah! There's the culprit. That monster must be the one who snaffed my scallywinkle. Ho, ho, ho. Look at him waving his big mallet around. And then there were suddenly stairs. Who is this mysterious person? Whoa, it just took down the whole cliff. And all those steps. Ho, ho, ho! This way, young whippersnappers. Huh. That floating freak can't seriously expect us to follow it, can it? On second thoughts, maybe I'd be able to tell us something about this island. Zen, Lulu, let's get after that monster. I've got some questions that need answering. We don't really have a choice. Well, I suppose we do. We could just bimble about at the bottom part of the island, but if we do, we don't get anything done. So we follow this handy-dandy little path where they basically light up some sconces so that we can work out where they're going. Stay where you are, you freaky fogey. I don't like this one bit. That mad old monster's even made the sky turn a funny colour. It's morning, Malroth. Who cares about the stupid sky? I want my breakfast, and you two are going to jolly well help me get it back. Just get over yourself, Lulu. Like, for 30 seconds, can you not be yourself? I like the sort of the way that the sconces light as we get closer. And one of the reasons for the fog is so that we can't actually see the rest of the island. So we get a proper revealio when we get to the top. This way, Kiddywinks. Nearly there. Yes, I got that. Like, I get it. I get it. You've shown me twice how we solve this puzzle. He's leading us on a wild goose chase. Does that horrid hammerhood expect us to follow him all the way to the top of the mountain? Yes, Lulu. That monster's got some kind of strange power. I've never felt anything like it. We need to catch up. Yeah. Lulu, that's exactly what he expects us to do. He is clearly a mystical, magical being on the ground that he is flying and glowing. Strange. And then up some stairs. Whoa. Look at that. Quite a ruined temple, but a temple nonetheless. What's a place like this doing on a desert island? Ah, well, Malroth. You might ask. Come on, Zen, this hammerhood's just up ahead. Let's make it spill the beans on all the island's secrets. It's not going to be that easy, Malroth. We're only at the beginning of the game. There we are. Let's go and stand on the sacred spot.
There's no escape now, you sneaky scallywinkle swindler. Just hand over the bivalve and no one gets hurt.
Surely, noble lady, can permit a hungry hammerhood her half-snarfed leftovers.
I'll tolerate no excuses. Stealing is stealing. No ifs or buts about it. Zen seared that scallywinkle specially for me. Now give it back, you horrid, hoary, hairy hermit.
Ah, yes, Zen. Just so happens I've been waiting for a builder to rock up here for, a very long time indeed. Wait, how did you know he is a builder? Oh, you're an observant one, aren't you? Why, the very reason I pinched that scrumptious scallywinkle was to lure your fine friend up here. Look around you, Zen. This temple has lain this sorry state for longer than I can recall. If you are a builder, I believe you to be, then you can fix it. Everything you need to rebuild the temple is right here in these chests. But a fresh-faced builder like you might be the going difficult here without a blueprint as a guide. Come back here, you conniving old codger. If you think we're going to fix your house for free, you've got another thing coming. And anyway, what's a blueprint? Here we are. We're going to come up with a blueprint. So this is another game mechanic. Basically, it's a pre-designed solution. This is what the game would like us to produce. So if you can see that, 4 braziers and some mountain walls. Zen, why did you draw these lines on the ground? Is this one of those blueprints the Hammerhood was telling us about?
Gosh, you've never been here before, but you were still able to draw up a design for the mountain temple. That's incredible. Now all you have to do is build it. Make sure you follow the blueprint to the block now.
Yes, woman. If that old loony was telling the truth, those chests should contain everything you need to finish the job.
It looks like all you need to do is place the masonry wall blocks in squares and put a brazier on it. Use your gloves to move them if you make a mistake.
Are you ready to show Gary Glows-a-Lot how a real builder does things? Keep one eye on the blueprint and you can't go wrong. Right. Open. There we are. That's open. So early in the game, we kind of get that a lot. Like, you obtain sort of new things. There we are. But eventually, kind of, once you've got all the stuff, no, it's not that one. It ceases to be as irritating. I suppose I'm a little less tolerant now because I'm kind of eager to get on with the sort of the more fun stuff, sort of kind of the questing and that kind of stuff. But of course, a lot of you out there in Twitchland haven't heard this. When hunger strikes, we fail to eat. I think I've got a seared scallywinkle here. Yes, I have. No. There we are. You do also find yourself needing to step away from people because the same button tends to activate people as use item because, you know, that's the use button. And it can get quite frustrating at times when you end up talking to Malroth because they're basically just standing in the way. So we're nearly done with the blueprint. Relatively straightforward. We get much more complicated blueprints later, and those do require kind of a bit of checking of the blueprint, and especially multi-level blueprints. But you'll get to see all of those as we go through our. Good work, Zen. You finished the blueprints. Well done, Malroth.
And you didn't even break a sweat. I think I'll have to build me palace next. That shouldn't be any trouble for an expert like you.
A palace? Answer me one thing, though. How did you come up with that blueprint in the first place? Wait, I think I know the answer. That big book on your back has everything you need to know to be a builder written inside. You're busted now, Zen. The secret's out, so you may as well let me read it. You won't? Why not?
Is something the matter, Zen? You've gone all red. Wait, you don't have any mucky magazine sandwiched between the pages, do you?
Muckiness doesn't matter to me. A quick wipe down with a damp cloth and it'll be as good as... This is one of the things that I like about the game, is that it's just a really fun little innuendo. And before it kind of comes to an end, before there's any kind of explanation, the game moves on. The hairy hermits. Ho, ho, ho. You finished repairing the temple, I see. I knew you wouldn't let me down. And all it took was a glance, and you drew up that blueprint as quick as a flash. You're the real deal, Zen, a builder born and bred. And thank you for your hard work. I'd like to give you a little present. Here, you deserve it for a cracking job you did. Yay, we got the hammer. A silly old hammer? I thought you were going to give me back my breakfast. Give up with the breakfast, Lulu. That's a giant mallet, an indispensable item in the toolkit kit of any self-respecting builder. With that hammer in your hand, you can break blocks that you couldn't before, and gather even more materials. Also, another corking gift for you, Zen. I'm sure you'll like this one. I give you this island. All of it. Every last block. What? You're giving him this entire island? All he did was repair the temple. Lulu, it's mine. Shut up. And this is why the fog. So this is our first island. This world was once home to a legendary builder. They came to the island, the Isle of Awakening, and sought to turn it into their very own place of paradise. Clearly hasn't worked out for them. Nice little desert there. But now everything has crumbled away. All that remains of the ancient builder's belief embedded in the blocks beneath us. Long have I waited for another builder to come, one who can bring life back to this barren land block by block. And you want Zen here to do all the hard work? We don't even know what we're supposed to build. Well, we don't. Not yet, Malroth. Like I said, there's a lot of gaming to be done. We don't know who you are either. I bet the island isn't even yours to give away. It certainly is mine, and I'll have you know I'm the guardian spirit of the island, and what I say goes. Well, it looks like you're just becoming the proud owner of a private island, then. Are you going to take the offer? If you do accept, would you mind if I stayed here? I really don't have anywhere else to go. I'll stick around too, at least until I've got my memory back. I mean, if that's okay with you. What do you say, Zen? Will you take the island? It's a stonking good offer. I mean, absolutely I'm going to take an island. I just knew you'd make the right decision. Now we can begin work on Lulutopia. The first thing I want is a palace. Malroth, I need you too. Lulutopia? I don't think so. Today we establish Malroth's empire of evisceration, right, Zen? And she can be our first sacrifice. They really either dislike each other or madly in love with each other. There is no in between. Ho, 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 young upstarts. This island belongs to Zen now. You should leave big decisions like these up to him. Now, Zen, you must be itching to try out that giant mallet of yours. Come up here and see if you can break this wall behind me. There's an absolutely smashing treasure back here that I think you'll be very interested in. There we are. The using of hammer tutorial. But at least in a kind of, interesting way. Right, so there we are. Change to hammer. Oh, I don't have big smash yet. Do I have? No. So we can't. We can see. So there are some blocks that we can't break. Not that one. There we are. Inspect. You call that treasure? It just looks like a tatty old notice board to me. It may seem ordinary to the untrained eye, but that notice board is in fact a portal to which the builder may peek into other dimensions. I'll explain more later. For now, just peer into the portal and marvel at all the knockout things you see. You must create an account if you wish to enjoy the game's online features. The what? Oh, use your generated guidelines. Wow. How many times did they do we need to do that? Presumably it'll just link it to my Xbox account. Your account is yes. Linked to, so this is kind of a window through to what other people have built. And some of the stuff is just absolutely kind of massive. So that's built. I mean, obviously, they've added the meeples. They're standing on dancing and boogie boards. There's clearly 3 friends that have gathered together. But whoever it is, they've built those castles. Let's see what else we can get to show you. And, you know, because obviously Rule 34 is a thing, you do also find kind of thirst pictures of Malroth. There he is in his swim trunks. That's just the way it is. And there's a lot of kind of really good attempts at kind of getting these pictures here of kind of, you know, the builder just flying in the air. Let's have a look at this one, because this one looks quite impressive. I mean, just look at that. The time that goes into putting something like that together. There we are. Ho ho, did you like what you see, young'uns? Oh yes, I saw the most wonderful photographs, and there were so many of them. I hope Zen takes time to snap a few himself. I can be his model. Oh ho, you young'uns, enjoy yourselves. Come and find me when you're done. I'll be waiting right out here. That's how we kind of access the camera. Which is probably not something I'll necessarily be doing from the Xbox, but you never know. We might end up building quite a bit. So how do you like your new notice board? It's quite a snapping paradise, isn't it? So as long as you have one of those boards nearby, you can flout the laws of space and time, observe the work of other builders whenever you desire. And you can put your creations on display for others. It's a super source of ideas and inspiration. Half of that was complete gibberish to me, but if it helps you build the palace of my dreams, I'm all for it. Speaking of which, I can't see you making much progress on that anytime soon. There's one rather big stumbling block that's getting in the way. This island, there's hardly any raw materials. I don't even think the master builder would contemplate construction a castle out of scallywinkles and kelp. Oh, I know I know that little lassie. There's only one way to get your hands on materials you need. Track them down elsewhere and bring them back here. So this is basically the island. This is where we will be returning to in between quests, and it will be where after the quests we will be kind of doing kind of this really fun kind of post-game questing. So we're now going to head off to another island, and we will do this by ship. We're not as stranded as we thought. You're doing this on purpose. All right, out with it. Who are you really? And you can cut all that guardian spirit rubbish. Well, to tell the truth, I can't remember who I am. I'm not even sure I ever knew. But I've got a funny feeling it will all come right back to me if I watch Zen work his building magic. Well, there's no time like the present. Let's go and speak to the captain of that ship and get the work started. A new destination has been added to your map. We could go and explore the islands, but from experience, there wouldn't be really anything interesting to show you were I to do that. So instead, we're going to follow this particular quest all the way down to the ship, and to find out what happens on the ship, my friends, you're probably going to have to wait until next week, because once we have set sail, the game will save, and I think that's actually a very good place to stop. Ahoy there, me briny bilge rats! I haven't seen any other humans for fathoms. My name's Brownbeard. I was painting the ocean blue, minding my own bee's knees, when I sailed right into the path of one of those children of Harrigan slave ships. I managed to avoid him, but only by steering into a terrible storm. By the time I realized me map was back to front, I'd already stuck out a coffee stain. I tried to turn back, but I was lost at sea. That's when I eyed an island on my port bow, and I punted over. So what's your story, young... how did ye young whippersnappers end up here?
My name's Lulu, and this is the kingdom of Lulutopia, or at least it will be once Zen here is finished with it.
Lulutopia, eh? Sounds like a lovely place for landlubbers like yourselves. Aye, and a safe haven for a salted old sea dog like me. Goodness only knows what would have become of me if I'd sloshed up in these shores. Goodness only knows what this guy's talking about. Tell you what, if you let me stick around, I'll be your chauffeur. Ship you off to any island from here to the second stain on my map's side. Or at least I'll try. You see, if I know these oceans like the back of my neck, and I don't know me neck at all, but if I hear of any islands nearby, I'll happily ferry you over. Well, your boat's a bit on the small side, but it looks decent, Nick. I say you've got a deal, says Malroth. It's not your island. Shut up. Ho-ho, everything seems to be dropping into place. It's the hairy hermit. The fine captain will take you to nearby islands, where I'm sure you'll find plenty of materials and enable body helpers to bring back.
Well, then the first thing Lulutopia needs is a little greenery. I can picture it now. Tree-lined boulevards, spacious parks, and tables sagging under the weight of freshly picked vegetables.
In that case, your first visit to Furrowfields, the island to the east, famed for its fertile fields and fruitful farms. The island is home to a young lass with a bright future in farming and a dash dandy with a bushy beard. They should be able to help your cause. I'll mark it on your Captain Brownbeard's map, and you just leave the sailing to him. You heard the magic monster, Zen? Come and find me when you're ready to go, and I'll weigh the anchor. It was 5 tons last time I checked. Weigh the anchor. It was 5 tons. Malroth, you can murder him. Murder him. No? Right, okay. Ahoy, then! We'll be hauling anchor to today. Well, weirdly, the only place that we can choose is Furrowfield. So it overwrites the saves. You have to leave behind everything you've gathered here and fish for more materials when you reach your destination.
You've decided to go to this new island, then?
Yep, we're not sticking around here any longer. Hop aboard, Lulu. You're coming too.
Actually, I think I'll stay here.
What the? I thought you'd leave all the hard work to us, did you? Just get on board.
I'm sorry, but I can't. After what happened on Harrigan's slave ship, I don't think I can stomach setting foot on a boat right now. But don't let that stop you from exploring this Furrowfield place. I'll be fine here. I'm tougher than I look, I'll have you know. I've got a big responsibility on your shoulders now. Lulutopia needs materials, food, and new citizens. You have to find them and bring them back. Oh, and if you meet this farming prodigy out there, make sure she teaches you how to turn this island into a green and pleasant land. Together we can make Lulutopia a verdant paradise, fit for a princess such as myself.
You two go off on your little adventure. Lulu will be safe in my care. Ha! As if I can trust a word you say. Still, it's only Lulu's neck on the line. All right, let's roll. Round up all these furrow fielders, put them to work in the sweatshops of Malroth's Empire of Evisceration.
When you get back, we'll have a grand gala jamboree to celebrate Lulutopia's Foundation Day. Bon voyage!
Come on, Zen. I can't wait to see what this furrow field is like. All this talk of food and farming is making my tummy rumble. All aboard for the trip aboard. Time to sail. Now, Malroth gets that really cool place right at the bow of the ship. And I've just got to randomly stand behind. And off we go. So the Lord of Destruction has befriended a builder. Come on. This is what I mean. Like, that was long enough to have read that. Destiny moves in mysterious ways. Neither men nor monsters can escape its influence. But now is the time of creation. Build your heart's content, young builder, while we await the day of awakening. That's either really good or really bad. And I don't know what it is. Well, I mean, I do, because I've played the game all the way to the end. But, you know, right now we've got no clue if that's good or bad. This is the only one who can save the world from oblivion. Malroth, the Lord of Destruction. Huh. Our best friend Malroth is the Lord of Destruction, which obviously we picked up in the intro, which I realise was at this point, nearly sort of 2 hours ago or whatever, an hour and a half, but still, you know, not that far. So this game doesn't have kind of point saves. You get 2 saves and that's it. Which leads to, which has led to especially a lot of kind of problems with people losing saves and that kind of stuff. And when you consider, you know, like Minecraft, like any of these kind of builder games, the hours people can put into this. It's a shame, really, because it kind of needed kind of more backup protection. Here we are at last, says Malroth. Well, that hairy hermit's got a nerve sending us all the way out here on a boat like this. The way it listing from side to side, I'm amazed we made it here at all. Well, list or no list, you're sound and safe on dry land now. Welcome to Furrowfield, yar. At least I assume it's Furrowfield. I ain't never heard of the place myself, but I don't look like Beren or Zahan, and I can tell you that much. Anyway, I'm heading out for a bit to get the lay of the land to the sea. But don't worry, I won't sail away to the sunrise. I'll be back in time to take you both home. I think the guy's been drinking too much seawater. Come on, Zen, let's get going. I want to see what this island's got in store for us. So this is the fabled Furrowfield, the place of Verdant Hills. Verdant Hills. This is meant to be a luscious green paradise. This island looks pretty weird, don't you think, Zen? The trees are all withered, the ground's gross and slimy, and the whole place stinks like someone's left a sack of apples in the sun for a month. Do you really think we'll find the greenery we're after in this slimy, stinky place like this? Huh. Whoa, what the heck's that? That's some kind of pink pulsating thing. What is that? It's some kind of fruit. I wonder what it tastes like. Do you reckon the whole thing's edible or... Ugh! Stupid thing just blew up in my face. And what a stink. It's turned the dirt around it all gross and slimy too. Ha! I've heard of a fruit going off before, but not like that. This place is crazy. Huh. I smell a fight brewing, Zen. Over there. Leave me alone. There's no point trying to eat me. I'm nothing but skin and bone. Eek. Ha! Sounds like fun. Come on, let's go and see what all the screaming's about. Why does it not surprise me that Malroth likes somebody screaming? I might as well pick up things on the way. Y, not X. Gonna beat this thing up. Yay. Enough to make a torch. Oh. Baboons. The bad baboons. Ow. Don't like you. Not doing a lot of damage to them. Oh, managed to kill one. I've killed two. Okay, wrong franchise. Ha, that'll teach those monkeys to mess with us. Right, it's time to get some info out of Sally Screams a Lot. Sally Screams a Lot. That's the name of Malroth's porn alter ego. One of these is talk. So, this is how I die, as dinner for a big stinky ape. I hope you gave them horrible indigestion. Wait, the monsters, they're gone. Those two skinny cats must have turned tail and run when they finally worked out who they were dealing with. Eek, since when have you two been standing there? Since you beat the monsters. Oh, I see. Thanks for your help. My name's Rosie. What's yours? And what are you doing here? He's Malroth the Amnesiac, and you're Zen the Apprentice Builder, and you've come here to find out how to add a little greenery to your island. You know, going around telling everyone you're a builder is risky business. There's no telling how they might react. You're lucky you met me. I might be lucky that I met you. Alright, my mind's made up. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few rules. As the finest farmer on Furrowfield, it is my duty and pleasure to give you the grand tour to its finest farm. Come on, follow me. Okay. All right, Rosie. Where are we going? Ooh. A bit of slowdown as it loads the island. Well, let's have a look at this finest farm on Furrowfield then, shall we? I wonder if it'll let me fix that. Now, I happen to know how to stop those things, having played the game before. And I know that this one sort of explodes. Ah, no. Won't let me. Never mind, eh? Well, here we are, Furrowfield Farm. The greatest, greenest garden in the land. How'd you like it? Don't mean to burst your bubble, but it's not that great. It's not very green, and it's not even a garden. Oh, I know. That's because we haven't built it yet. Huh. Furrowfield used to be a plant lover's paradise with vegetables and flowers growing everywhere and anywhere. And then the spoil spores appeared and turned the earth into this horrible stinky slime. You can hardly even grow weeds in it. There was once a great farm here, the biggest and brightest in the whole land. And if all of us put our minds to it, I think we can bring it back. All of us? Are those guys mixed up in this too? Come on, Perry, there must be something we can do. This is our last of our wheat. Not to mention the soil. We've scant enough arable earth as it is. I won't stand so close if I were you, Mr. Bonanzo. So this here's spoil spore. Looks like it'd go off any minute. There it goes. Suffering slimes. Bonanzo, Perry, are you alright? Quick, you two, you have to get over there. Make sure they're okay. Why have I got to get over there? I've never met these people. Hello. Bonanzo, Perry, are you alright? We are, Rosie, but alas, our wheat is not. That spoil spore just obliterated the entire crop. And who are you two, pray tell? I've not seen your faces before, and to be honest, I rather think I liked it that way. This is Zen, and this is Malroth. Zen says he's a builder. Bliminek, what kind of fellow goes around telling everyone he's a builder? He must have something wrong with his head. Well said. Listen here, young Rosie. You may have fooled us this far, but we shall not be taken for ninnies. If you honestly expect to believe that this so-called builder is somehow going to salvage the preposterous plan of yours, you are gravely mistaken. Come along, Perry. We're leaving. All right. You must face facts, my dear. Furrowfield Farm is gone. The dream is over, and it's time to wake up. That stuck-up beardy bloke really rubbed me up the wrong way. Go on, Marl, smash him. Still, facial hair felonies aside, he's got a point. There's no point trying to rebuild this farm if the soil's no good. We're wasting our time. No, I'm not. I'm the finest farmer on Furrowfield, and Zen's a real-life builder. If we work together, I know we can do it. Wow, you really don't know when to give up, do you? Why do you want to rebuild this place anyway? Why? It's like Bonanzo said, it's my dream. A dream, huh? You know, I never really got my head around all these hopes and dreams stuff people go on about. Please, Zen. I can't do it on my own. You'll help me rebuild Furrowfield Farm, won't you? Well, if I say no, there is no plot. So, I guess I'm going to say yes. Yippee! Now I've got a builder on board. The farm's as good as built. Zen, Malroth, welcome to the team. We're going to make this place the best farm ever. Let's get started then, shall we? The first thing we'll need is a field to plant our crops in. Where's the best place to put it, I wonder? If only we had some kind of sign. Yay! Scarecrow! Okay. So, we've got a little table here. Notice board, Scarecrow. We need wood, cord, and dry grass. Let's talk. What's the matter, Zen? You're looking very pleased with yourself. You've worked out how to build the scarecrows. Of course, scarecrows. They're always found in fields. If we stick one in the ground, everyone will know where our new field is. So where should we put it? How about on the only bit of soil left? Oh, I know, just the spot. There's still a little bit of good, clean soil over there. I'm so excited I can hardly wait to start tilling the soil, but not until you're officially marked the field with the scarecrow, of course. You'll need materials. You can get cord from the vines that grow around here, wood from the trees. Just got to hit them with your hammer. Go on, Zen. Build a scarecrow and put it in the middle of the new field. All right. I should probably wait till I get the kind of the slightly bigger bash than trying to do this with the small. So it is on multi-levels. I guess I could build on multi-levels, but I'm one of those people that really likes it all to be flat. There we are, wood, and also bash that out. Now, can you hear that the music has changed? One of the downfalls of Dragon Quest Builders is that finding the edge. sort of the edge of where your village is, there is no visible marker. And the only way it can be done is by listening out for the musical change. Oh, no, there's no sound. Oh. No, that was not intentional. Let's see if we can turn the sound up for you people. Settings. Where is sound effect? There we are. Oh, it's just not there. I bet you during the last update they reset all my sound outputs. Well, I will have to demonstrate that some other time then, because I will have to reset my sound output, and the only way I can do that is by leaving. So you'll just have to put up with no sound. Wrong button. I spent a lot of time swearing that. Right, let's see if we can find. Look at how sloppy that is. Also, Lava Cookies, welcome to the stream. Good to have you with us, playing Dragon Quest Builders. I hope you're having a good time. Let's go get this quest done. Now, I know that we can take stuff nearby. Ooh. Diagonal fencing. Fencing is much more useful than I think people give it credit for, but we'll come to that. We'll come to that. So I just need some cord. Oh. I can't yet break down this stuff. That'll come. Ah! There we are. Go away, Draki. Ah! There's a lot of them. That's probably because I've just been randomly ignoring them. Right. So now that we have the cords, we can go back and make our scarecrow. So one of the other things that while Dragon Quest Builders, kind of the game is not two-player, building on the Isle of Awakening past a certain point is two-player, which kind of is a really interesting addition to the game. We're going to build one for now. There is no point building more until we have a way of cleaning up the soil, which we will get eventually. There we are. Build a field. Is that what I think it is? Yes. Scarecrow. Everyone will know where to plant crops. All right. Leave the next step to me. It's tilling time. Yep, you do that. I'm just going to clear this stuff out of the field. Rosie's going to till the field. We're going to get our next blueprint. There is some water up here. It's just fugly water. But we don't get clear water for a while. I could start on the blueprint, but I won't. So what I can do is go back to flattening this land. Now, I know from experience that this central part can't be moved. So either we need to lower everything down, or we need to put up with steps. Zen obtained something strange. Zen obtained a heart. Farming's so much fun. I'm so happy. I could pop. You look pretty cheery just now, too, waving your arms in the air with a big grin on your face. What's that about? Huh? Something popped out of me and you picked it up. I did feel like I was bursting with gardening glee just now. Maybe some of that happiness actually burst out. Well, whatever it was, I'm sure you'll come in useful. If any more of them pop out of me, make sure you scoop them all up. Yep. Gratitude. Yes, we know. So, gratitude, which the people leave around, is how we kind of advance things. Back on the Isle of Awakening, gratitude can eventually be used to turn allows you to buy things with gratitude. So there's a whole bunch of recipes that you may not necessarily find in the game, because to recipe hunt in the game requires quite a bit of dedication to solving puzzles, exploring kind of the island. In some cases, digging through places that don't really seem like they should be dug through, all in an effort to sort of find these things. And I don't know where they all are. Some of them, obviously, I've found in my travels. But monkeys, but not all of them. I don't know. I don't think we've actually unlocked the ability to make wooden blocks yet. I just want to make sure we've got somewhere to sleep so I can save the game. What do you think, Zen? I've tilled the earth around the scarecrow. Couldn't have done it without you. With your excellent invention of my farming finesse, we'll be able to make some fantastic fields. I knew there was something special about you the moment we met. After all, not everyone would risk their life for a stranger. Telling a stranger they're a builder. You don't see what's so dangerous about that. Well, you haven't been living on a rock or something. Everyone knows that builders are the enemy. But anyway, you'd better get back to business. We have a field now. Let's grow some crops. Right, talk to her again. Right, now the soil's ready for the next thing to do is plant some seeds. Here you go, Zen. These are for you. 5 cabbage seeds. To be honest, ploughing is easy peasy. Anyone with a hoe, but it takes a steady hand and a keen eye to plant a seed properly, and I think you're just the person for the job. There should be 5 cabbage seeds altogether, Zen. Now let me know when they're all resting happily in the soil. The how to plant things tutorial. Now, seeds that you plant run out. Seeds that you can convince your villagers to plant don't. I just hit her instead of talk to her. Good work, Zen. You planted all the seeds. You did a lovely job of it too. Just wait till Bonanza and Perry see this. They'll be begging for a piece of the agricultural action. Soon enough, the seeds will sprout and we'll be one step closer to fulfilling my dream. She talks a lot about this dream. And one more time, thank you. We have ourselves a fully ploughed. The only thing left is to water the seeds. Do you see that little hill over there, Zen? There's a spring at the top, but it's a bit of a pain having to climb all the way up there every time we need water. So that's what you're going to come in. You can build something that will make it easier for us to get the water, sort of an irrigation station. So this is where we start getting blueprints. Each of these interesting little things help us learn more stuff. And eventually back on the Isle of Awakening, they will help us kind of build our own farms. If it's spoiled soil, just smash up the ground if you need some. Oh, and don't forget to break the block that's holding the water. And if you start to get a feeling peckish, remember there's always plenty of kelp down by the beach. No, we're all right for food. Come on. A. So we've got a lot of spoiled soil. I can't remember if this is too deep or not. I don't think so. Now notice how the corners are done in order to get that interesting shape. Where you might think you could kind of cut out one of the blocks, it needs this kind of properly square corner, or it just won't register. There's also a limit to the size of the room. So a room can only be so big. There we go. Now that didn't complete, which would suggest that I have missed something. Oh, the ones by the entrance need to be too deep. So just to show you how that works, can you see those red flashing blocks? That's telling me that whatever is there is wrong. So if I'd put the wrong type of block down, I've got another type of block to put down, or it's absent. When you put it in the right place, you get this sort of lovely little noise. There we are. And you see everybody's cheering. Get a nice little high five. Now we've got ourselves a navigation station. We can water the fields. Thank you. Can't thank you enough. Watering plants is a lot like tilling the soil. Any old idiot can do it, so you can leave the watering up to me. You two stand back and watch the watering whiz work her magic. Thank you for the gratitude. Watering plant. Oh, yeah, go on. Like I said, some of the times, because you press the wrong button, you end up rehearing dialogue. There's the art. She'll pick up the bucket and she will walk quite slowly through the fields. If you are the kind of person that wants things to happen fast, you might want to consider building wells or other sort of forms of irrigation closer to where that kind of happens. So let's just finish this. Now, if you can hear the cicadas beginning to, or the cicadas, depending on how you, there we are, small room. And look, they've sprouted on our way to getting cabbage seeds. So what is it? I guess we'll just make as many as it'll let us, because we don't have enough yet dry bedding. Now, what will likely happen is we need to be quick to nab one of these when night falls, because otherwise other people will get on them, and we will have to basically spend the night dodging ghosts. Now, I'm going to put these quite close together because eventually we're going to fill all of this. Now, do I want to chance this? Do I have... Yeah. So they don't quite go to bed just the moment night falls. If you're wondering how you know when night is, if you have a look when I'm not in this menu, if you have a look just next to the map in the top right, you should be able to see that it's showing you the time of day. There we are. Basic bedroom. Yay! So we've unlocked a room recipe. And there are different types of rooms, and we'll go through that. 30 little seeds, nice big drink. Till the soil, plant some seeds, and then it's harvest time. Lovely. The soil goes all purple and sticky if it's spoiled. It's an important tip for later. There we are. Now I think she's all right. The only thing left to do is to wait. Then a little while later, they'll start growing leaves. They'll be all grown up. Now it's time comes. You won't need any special equipment to harvest them. Just hit them with that cypress stick or your sword or whatever. Might be a while before the harvest. Pass the time by clearing away the rocks and the weeds in our future fields, and you could plant some more seeds too. Speaking of which, here are a few more I had hidden away. You might as well go ahead and plant them. Nice. So now all these fields are tilled. We can plant some seeds. They are. Those cabbages are nearly done. Or they might actually be done. So we can't talk to the scarecrow yet. Eventually you can talk to the scarecrow and set the field, but we'll come to that. There we are. We will sleep. And in the morning, you'll see how many people didn't get a bed because they'll be sleeping on the floor. So there was 2 people sleeping on the floor. They don't complain about it, but those without a bed won't produce hearts. So let's do some harvesting. There we are. We have harvested a cabbage. She really likes that, doesn't she? Wow, we've grown our first furrow-filled cabbage, and they're absolute beauties. It's been so long since we had a proper crop. What with those horrid spoil spores appearing all the time and ruining the soil. In fact, I've never seen a better cabbage in all my life. Thank you so much, Zen. Blimey, says Perry. These cabbages are good lush. Did you and Rosie really grow them by yourselves? Maybe you really are a builder after all. And all the more reason why we should shun his accursed presence. Come along now, Perry. We're leaving. Yes, sir. Bye, Perry. Why's Beardy got such a grudge against builders? If anything accursed, it's that dead-end dog on his chin. I wouldn't say it was a grudge, really. He's just being cautious. After all, everybody knows that builders spread desolation and despair wherever they go. Sounds a bit weird, that. Builders spreading... oh, I accidentally ate the cabbage. So if you're wondering what we're going to do with the cabbages, well, we could eat them, obviously. Or we could place them and cook them. And eventually, we'll be able to... Oh, these produce... Right, I'm slowly getting the hang of these controls, I think, maybe. Not quite, but I'll get there. There we are. And we will soon have more cabbages than we know what to do with. But that's okay. Come here. In fact, I think builders are great. Bonanzo spends his whole life being told how awful people like you are. We all have. You can't expect him to change his mind overnight. Oh, yeah, I mean, we can. Oh, by the way, something occurred to me while you were waiting for the cabbage to come in. Do you see the big bell there? Well, there's an old story about it. Once upon a time, a builder came to Furrowfield. He showed the people the wonder of building to earn their awe and appreciation. Then he whacked the bell with all his might. When the islanders heard it ring out loud and clear, something awoke within them. They were filled with the power of creation, and Furrowfield Farm flourished. Don't you see, Zen? Those funny things you've been picking up must be pieces of our appreciation, which means something might happen when you ring the bell. Well, there's only one way to know for sure. Go over to the builder's bell and give it a great big wallop. Now, you can see we can now level up our base. There's only 3 levels, which I think, again, is a shame. It also doesn't expand your building area, which, again, I think is a shame. And kind of, I really hope that if they do a Builders 3, and I really hope they do a Builders 3, that they fix this. So let's just smack this. Whoosh. Base level 1. Residents want to water the crops and till the fields. And we'll learn new recipes. So we learn softwood walls, floorboards, wooden stairs, door, rustic door, haystack, simple table, small table, simple table, stool, pot, community chest, rope, firewood, and farming tools. I don't know what you just did, but it was pretty spectacular. It's just like the whole place has been filled with some kind of strange power. Marauding mollusks. Builder, what have you done? What is this energy flowing through me? My old body's filled with a yearning to create. I've got this uncontrollable urge to go and till a field. Well, go and till a field then. I hope this was happened. All the power you collected was unleashed when you rang that bell. It opened our eyes to the wonder of building. It looks like it even inspired you. Now you can build simple tools, small tables, and so on. Is that so? We should certainly use some of that furniture around here. You can make all of that, can you? You builders really are amazing. All right, Zen, we're all very impressed. You can stop posing now. From now on, you'll have the full cooperation from Perry and I. Let's rebuild the great farm and restore this place to its former glory. We shall tend to those fields from the moment we wake up in the morning to the moment we fall asleep at night. No crop shall remain unwatered on my watch. That's fantastic, isn't it, Zen? Now we could all work together to see Furrowfield Farm reborn. There we go. And that's the start of Furrowfield Farm. As you can see, we've got a long way to go. It does contain, at least in the beginning parts, quite a bit of human interaction. But as you kind of level up, a lot of the menial stuff, like cooking, is something that you can actually hand over to specialist type of villagers. So you can find cooks and chefs who will do the cooking for you. We also reach a point where we will learn a bigger bash, so that actually cutting through this, as you can see, the best we can manage at the moment is 2 tiles or 2 squares at a time, and only if we kind of get it right in the center. But eventually even that will increase. But if you want to find out more about that, you'll have to tune in to next Dragon Quest Builders stream. And that next stream is going to be next Thursday, with a bit of luck. So thank you very much for joining us. I hope you have had a fantastic time watching me bimble about playing Dragon Quest Builders. We are going to raid out, and I think we're going to go probably to raid out and see Grim Fandango, because I don't think we have been to see them in a while. Oh wait, actually I've just noticed Malkitty is online, and we should probably go and raid the mod. Because we haven't been to raid Malkitty. They are doing puzzles now that they're sort of back streaming. So let's go and raid Malkitty. Please do remember to unlock your top hat and give a great big Zen Plays Games welcome from us. Thank you very much for being with us. I've been Zen. You've been awesome. Good night. Good night.